I'm sure most people want things that are as maintenance-free as possible. What are some of the biggest do's and don'ts you kind of see when somebody, after you've left them and they've got their pond going?
Actually, there's a lot of don'ts that a lot of landscapers tend to make mistakes on, and it's putting rocks in a pond, like river rocks. We find that when there's river rock in a pond, it just traps a lot of the decomposing material, like leaf debris, fish waste, plant material, and it just goes in between all these rocks, and it technically hides it. But then you end up getting bacterial issues further on down the road as it's collecting and collecting. Whereas if you have a rock perimeter around and the liner is just a shell, sometimes people don't exactly like just looking at the liner as just a black, it looks like a black hole. But if there's proper filtration and the water's clear, it's perfectly fine and way easier to clean and maintain because it doesn't collect all the debris. And if you do a normal clean out in the spring, which you should do roughly about April as they're just starting to come up out of winter hibernation, you'll want to remove minimum 70% of the debris on the bottom, net out the leaves, anything that has fallen in. It'll also help your filter cleaning throughout the year as well. If you do a good filter cleaning and a good pond cleaning in the spring, then that way you don't have to maintain the filter as often.
What do you see people wanting when they say, build me a pond?
Honestly, they want to go on their budget, which is generally a smaller pond, but then of course 2 years down the road what happens is they want something bigger and then have to rebuild in the future anyway. So I would suggest, if anything, you want a minimum probably 1,200 gallon pond to sustain quality size fish. And of course, again, it all depends on what style of fish you're going to have in there too. Goldfish are a little bit easier to maintain and they don't need so much care. But koi are a little bit more sensitive, fragile to water quality and a lot of conditions. Clarity isn't really much of an issue because they're generally all carp anyway, so they have minimal oxygen requirements, but everybody wants to see their fish, right? So they want to have like the clear water as much as they can. And of course it takes a lot of maintaining that as well, like cleaning filters and just maintaining water quality, just to ensure that the fish are okay in that environment.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you'll get the latest videos as I put them out. And before you go, click on one of the other videos. You see, got lots of tips and different ideas on maintaining and keeping your pond healthy and active. Thanks for watching, guys.